day 2 for our summer term training. But Ritu has already shared the recording of the yesterday's session. So those of you are willing to revisit whatever contents we have done, so you can check that recording. And for today as well, any one of you, better you can start with the screen recording. And one more thing, better at the end of this training, don't ask me for the recordings because I'll not be having the recording. So I'm just teaching. Those of you are willing to have it, अगर आपको लगता है कि in future you need to have this recordings, so consider this your own responsibility to record the sessions. Okay, so by the way, Ritu is already recording, and in case you need to have any sessions, you can consult with her. So I welcome you to this session again. So better, let's continue. So is there anyone who can revise what we have done in the last session? Just 5 minutes. Can you revise? But we started with the introduction in the yesterday's session, and can anyone revise it before we move on to the next one? Yes, better please participate. Yes, Ajit, very good. Please tell me, better Ajit, unmute yourself and tell me what we have studied in the last session.
Sir, in the last session, you told us to create an account on AWS, and you
Mm-hmm.
made us familiar with the environment that we how we can use IAM, which
Mm-hmm.
was identity and access management,
Okay.
and how to create users
Mm-hmm.
and how to create groups in that case.
ठीक है.
And only this mainly we studied this topic IAM in previous session and
Okay.
the introduction to the
ठीक है.
interface.
So अजीत, लेट मी हैव अ साइकोलॉजिकल कंक्लूजन. बेटा साइकोलॉजी पता क्या बोलती है? साइकोलॉजी ये बोलती है कि जो जो चीज हम एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे ना, वो आपको याद रहेगी. दैट मीन्स कि मैंने जो पोर्टल के अंदर आई स्टार्टेड विद द क्रिएशन ऑफ अकाउंट, बिलिंग्स की थी, आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ यूजर. बेटा वो आपको याद है क्योंकि वो आपने देखा था. यू हैव सीन इट एग्जीक्यूटिंग. बट उससे पहले भी हमने कुछ चीजें डिस्कस की थी. व्हाट आर द रीजन्स, व्हाट आर द अवेलेबिलिटी जोन्स, what are the edge locations, data centers. तो ये भी हमने एक पढ़ा था. This is also very important introductory part. Okay, so you need to remember this portion as well. We started with the introduction that why we are you going to use this AWS, because various companies like Netflix, NASA, Dropbox, Airbnb use करते हैं. Majority of the market share is captured by this. And then we have studied the regions. We might have visited the AWS website and counted various, I think कितने थे, 20 to 22 regions थे शायद. I think 22 regions that we have seen. In now further, one region is going to be composed of different availability zones. Availability zones can be somewhere between 2 to 6. तो कम से कम जो availability zones होंगे वो 2 होंगे, ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो होंगे वो 6 तक हो सकते हैं. So this is the common scenario. Okay, so why do we need to have a multiple availability zones? उसमें मैंने आपको बताया था बेटा, if one of the zone goes down, ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरे का पूरा जो ट्रैफिक आपका वो रुक जाएगा. सो they have a redundant data, they are connected with a high bandwidth, low latency. Okay, and then we have seen what are the data centers. एक available, जैसे कि मान लो एक मुंबई, let's take an example of Mumbai. But Mumbai is going to be one region. Now in Mumbai region there are multiple availability zones. Suppose one availability zone is Bandra, one is in Andheri, and one is in another location. So 3 availability zones are there. On one availability, suppose there's a Bandra. So in Bandra, there are multiple data centers, physical servers, or we call it as a edge locations or points of presence. तो वहां पे ये present होंगे. Okay, so this is what we have studied already. After this beta, after this availability regions, we have studied कि इनकी nomenclature कैसी है. जैसे Asia Pacific, we represented with AP/East/1. We have seen this as well. And then we have started with the उसके बाद क्या पढ़ा था, points of presence. Yes, फिर हमने बेटा we started with the IAM. I have given you the introduction of IAM, stands for Identity and Access Management. It is created, there are multiple accounts that you can create from the root user. तो आपका जो root user है वो एक administrative user है. I don't know whether I have told you or not, but root user beta, practically we do not prefer using root user. Whatever interviews you are going to sit in, this is the most common and the tricky question they are going to ask you, that why we are not practically using the root account. I'll tell you the reason. If I've told you yesterday, but a root account is going to be very highly confidential. We generally do not prefer making any changes, modifications through the root user account. तो वो हम रूट यूजर को हमेशा एज अ बैकअप अकाउंट लेके चलते हैं. Okay, we do not, whatever 99% of the things that we are going to perform, I'll be creating a duplicate account from root user that is going to be my IAM user. ठीक है, एक IAM यूजर मैं बना लूंगा एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर. So whatever permissions I want to grant, whatever billings I need to see, I'll be performing each and everything through the IAM user, so that my root user acts as a backup. So if anything goes wrong, then I move to the root user. Okay, generally all the functionality that we'll be doing, we do not prefer it doing from the root user. Okay, so there may be multiple users in an organization, there will be developers, there will be operations team. Now there are multiple conclusions that we have drawn from this. But of what conclusion we have drawn from this, that multiple we call this as a, that users or the people can be grouped. The multiple, there are 1 lakh customers in an Amazon, they can be grouped together, we can form the groups. Group contain multiple conclusion. I hope everyone has a paper and pencil, you are writing this important points, that groups can only contains user. Okay, no other groups are possible. Group के अंदर group नहीं हो सकता. You cannot have a hierarchy of the groups. That group cannot be nested inside the group. That is not allowed. So group can only contain the users, not other groups. But the another second point is, users don't have to belong to any group directly. But a root user say you can create a IAM user. I have told you yesterday as well, we have created also yesterday directly. But first of all, I created a user, then I created the group. That means directly we can create the users. So it is not mandatory that user needs to belong to the group. At the same time, the another point is that a single user can belong to the multiple groups. So if single person is having multiple responsibilities, suppose there's an employee, he's managing also, he's taking care of accounts also, and he's taking care of security also. So he can be, a single person can be part of the multiple groups. Okay, so this is also one of the important point that we have seen. Then I have told you JSON documents. Okay, the security permissions that you can grant, there are already existing 353 or 58, I don't know how much we have seen yesterday. So they are the existing security policies in the AWS, but you can write using a JSON document. Okay, if you want to have it further. So this is what we have studied. And now beta, today we'll be starting with the another topic, that is going to be, today's topic is going to be password policy in IAM. I hope that everyone is going to see this. This is the what we have done in the JavaScript. So we are going to start with the IAM password policy. But I'm going to write here IAM password policy. IAM. Okay. So this is what we are going to start from now. But a password policy, this is the easiest topic among all. But I hope everyone can see this white screen. Let me move back to the meeting. Is there anyone who is still not able to? Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, 22 availability, 753. Yes, Vikas is correct. Available. Ajit, yes. Okay. So, beta, when I am in a flow, please excuse me if I'm not able to respond to any of your queries in the chat area. Okay. So, if anyone is not having the link, so those of you are already having, आप भी beta post कर सकते हो. Okay. So let's have a discussion on this one. So we are going to start with the.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please share the whiteboard link again?
Okay, beta. Just hold on. So this link will remain same, but on daily basis we'll be using the same Jamboard. So once for all, you can save this link. Okay, daily will be using this white screen only. Okay. So I was discussing this IAM password policy. This is the easiest topic of whatever we are going to discuss in this entire course, because password policy, we are very well understand this, that how our password should be, and the same things are going to be applicable to the this IAM. First point is, it needs to be the strong password for the higher security of the account. But as of now, you might understand कि अगर मेरे पास, if I have the 100 employees in the organization, तो मेरे पास कितने IAM users होंगे? I'll be creating 100 IAM users. So that means each person will be having its own account. ठीक है? Each person, this is Bob, this is Charlie. Suppose every employee is going to have its own account. Now this person is responsible for securing his account. This person will be responsible for securing his account. नो मैटर बेटा, ऐसा ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर इनका पासवर्ड खो जाता है और अगर एक्सपायर हो जाता है, दैट रूट यूजर कैन नॉट रीसेट इट. रूट यूजर कैन ऑफ कोर्स रीसेट द पासवर्ड, but imagine an organization where you are having lakhs and lakhs of employee at TCS, Infosys, AWS, Google, or any such bigger companies. So you do not cater the queries of password reset. Hard reset we generally do not prefer. And if I have an organization, बेटा मैं अपने एम्प्लॉयज को ये बताऊंगा भी नहीं कि मैं पासवर्ड दोबारा से रीसेट कर सकता हूं. ओके, बिकॉज employees have this tendency, if they'll forget, they'll try to come for the reset. So each and every person is going to be responsible for their own password, and they need to keep it a very high security password. Okay, so in high security password we can have the password policy. And what this password policy can have? So in password policy you can set the minimum password length. Okay, so do you remember while yesterday I was creating an IAM user, and there it showed me two options of whether you want to have a custom password or whether you want to have a random password. Inside that, better you can set the minimum password length. If I'll set as a root user, if I'll set the password needs to be at least 8 characters or 8 alphabets, so that I can do specific characters. I can include uppercase letters, lowercase, numbers, alphanumerics, and everything we can include to make it more secure. Also, I can allow all the IAM users to change their own password. Okay, so they can change their own password, and there was an option check marks where I have unchecked it, that whether I want my IAM users to reset the password after every 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So that condition, that password policy, you can also apply. Okay, it requires users to password after some time, that is the password expiration. So suppose a password is going to expire, we can have it, we can reset it. और इसमें एक और कंडीशन है, जैसे मान लो मैंने लिख दिया साहिल @123. next time when I'm going to reset the password, beta I can use the condition कि I cannot use the password which is already used. तो ये भी एक कंडीशन है जो कि आप लगा सकते हैं कि once you have using the password, you cannot reuse the password. So that is also one of the point. Okay, so this is what the beta IAM password policy, the very basic one I have told you. There is nothing new to explain in this password policy, but now we are going to start with the next very important, in IAM. Now we're going to start with MFA. MFA. Beta, we have given the introduction. मैंने शायद इसका full form बताया था last class में. Can anyone remember this? What is this MFA? Can anyone remember this? Few of you might have seen this. I'll give you an example and you will be very much aware. Can you tell me what is MFA? Beta, MFA stands for multi-factor authentication. Okay, MFA stands for multi-factor authentication. Now, let me give you an example. Just to make it more secure, just to make our accounts more secure, we have multi-factor. Multi-factor means one is going to be the password, that you will be the few digits that you're going to enter. Second factor is going to be the device. That is going to be the device. Collectively, these two are going to make a multi-factor authentication. That means, let's suppose कि बेटा आपका, now example is your bankings. आपका bankings है. Bankings के बेटा what are two multi-factor authentication? That you have the internet login ID, you enter the password, then you receive an OTP on your mobile phone. Once you enter the OTP, then only you will be able to log in. Now you tell me, if I have only password, I don't have the OTP, will I be able to log in? Answer is no. Or the other hand, if someone is having only OTP but he does not have my password, can someone log in? Again, no. So this collectively, beta, this plus this, if these two factors are combined, we call it as a multi-factor authentication. This is also important point, that we should enable multi-factor authentications on IAM users. Okay, we need to enable multi-factor authentication on IAM users. Give me a second. I'm just going to log into management console and we'll see everything, how we are going to enable this. Okay, But before that, I hope you have understood this, what IAM password is there. Now, for example, suppose there's a thief or there's someone who has who unintentionally has got to know your password. So until and unless he has your device with him, that means your mobile phone, your laptop, if he does not have access to this one, no matter even if they'll assess the password, they'll still not be able to log into the your AWS management console. So that is also the very important security policy, that you can enable, you can disable this multi-factor authentication. Okay, so this is recommended that you need to have this. Okay, another point is, but it is not recommended for the root user, but you can use this for the IAM users, because once this is done, once you apply this multi-factor authentication on root user, better tomorrow if you lose the device or if you lose the access to that device, you will never be able to log in. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. कल को अगर मेरा phone खो जाता है बेटा, I am not able to log into the device. So this is one of the very important point that we need to keep in mind, that multi-factor authentication is linked not only with the password, it links with the device as well. तो आप कौन से device पे आपको OTPs आएगा, and there are multiple ways in which we can have this. So let me better share the screen and show it to you, and it will be more clear by then. Is my screen visible to you? Please tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so multi-factor authentication, if you'll see here, better you'll observe user have an access to accounts can only possible to change configuration or delete resources. Okay, now you want to protect your root user and IAM user, we want to protect everything. Now see this example, multi-factor authentication, you must know the password is also important, and security device. So device is also important that you own. So this is the person who needs to have its account. First of all, you need to have a password also, plus a token. This is multi-factor authentication token. आप इसको बेटा token बोल सकते हो, and this can be anything. This can be the OTP, or this can be any alphanumeric digits that you can use. Can you okay, this is a general knowledge question. Can you name any device that can have a multi-factor authentication? बेटा कोई ऐसा device, do you know any device that performs this multi-factor authentication?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, there is an app, CoinSwitch, crypto exchange app. It uses both OTP and Google Authenticator. OTP.
Google Authenticator is one of the example. But a Google Authenticator is a MFA device that performs the multi-factor authentication. So you can link your account with Google Authenticator. Every time you want to log in it with your Gmail, OTP will come onto your phone, and then you can execute this. Okay. Now after this, the next one is few examples are given. So virtual MFA device के अंदर बेटा you can see this is the Google Authenticator and this is Authy. Okay, this is the person. Okay, now the point is, what's the difference between these two? Google Authenticator and Authy, these are the commonly ये बेटा a Play Store, App Store from iOS you can download, so both of them are available. Google Authenticator can be used for only phones. For if you have a phone, you can use this Google Authenticator, and it is limited to one device per time. तो एक टाइम पे आप एक ही डिवाइस के लिए गूगल अथेंटिकेटर यूज कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द लिमिटेशन ऑफ गूगल अथेंटिकेटर. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द ऑथी, यू कैन सी दिस इज द मल्टी डिवाइस. सो दिस कैन बी पैरेलली at single point of time. This can be used for the multiple devices. Okay, and these support the multi tokens on the single device. Now second is the universal two-factor authentication, a security key, but a physical device. Lot of companies where they use the securities, so they generally do not prefer multi-factor authentication using this virtual MFA devices. They prefer using this pen drive like structure, which is called as the YubiKey, and this is manufactured by the YubiKey third party, supports the multi-root function. You simply need to plug it. First of all, if you want to log into your account, simply plug it, then only you'll be able to log into your device. Iske ilawa, the another one is the hardware key rob MFA device. This is also multi-factor authentication provided by the Gamilio. Okay, so you'll have a fingerprint here, and hardware for the AWS government cloud US. So government needs to have a very high security. So for the multi-factor authentication, they are not dependent upon what? They are not dependent upon the virtual MFA devices. They have their own devices provided by SurePass ID. This is again third party. So this is the multi-factor authentication again devices with which you can assess it. Okay. Now the point is, I have shown a lot of devices, like it can be the virtual MFA device like Google Authenticator or Authy, and there can be the physical or the hardware devices that you simply need to plug it into your systems, then you can assess the accounts. Okay, so let's move back. The time is up, it's a show time. Let me log into the AWS console. Let's try to create one. Okay, let's try to create the MFA. Let me share the screen. But I hope my screen is visible to you. So I have reached to the management console page. I simply need to log in this time. So I'm going to log in here. Let's see. I hope I remember password. अच्छा, बेटा कल हमारा एक पोर्शन IAM यूजर का स्किप हो गया था, दैट विल डू टुडे. सो दिस इज रूट यूजर. I am going to log in through the root user or demo user one. We have created demo user one, so we can log in with the demo user one as well. Okay, so if I'm going to log in using IAM user, I need to have a 12 digits account ID or account alias. Alias means I can have the nickname. So either I can remember the 12 digits account number, or I can give the nickname like demo user 1 or demo user 2. I can use that as well. So we'll do both the things. But first of all, let's log in using the root user. So this is going to be Sahil Sharma dot official emails at the rate G. Okay, this is already here. Next, password. It's, I hope everyone is executing along with me. So okay, so yesterday we visited two services, what is IAM and EC2. So we have got this one. Okay, so let's visit the again IAM. See, we have already got IAM dashboard, and it says add MFA multi-factor authentication for the root user. We can simply add it. We have created one user group and one user. We have already created it. Okay, so let's go to the user, and the name of user is demo user. And if you can see there, this is IAM is the global service, so automatically you will find here global is written. This is the root account, so that is why it is written as a sahil.administrator. So this is demo user. 22 hours ago I have created this. Let's click on the demo user. Okay, so you can say the policy name attached directly is the one of the policy and attached from the group, because this policy is applicable to the group which we have created, and from that group it has inherited this particular policy. Okay, now we are going to give me a second. URL path creation time group. This is a part of admin group. Tags, department and accounts. Randomly we have the security credentials. Okay, so this is under summary security credentials. You can see console password enabled, assign MFA to device not assigned, access keys. Okay, SSH. But let me open this root user before I apply. See, I was thinking to apply the directly MFA here, but you will not be able to understand directly MFA until and unless I log in with this demo user. तो मैं एक और tab के अंदर demo users को बेटा open कर रहा हूँ, so that parallelly I can have the root user also, parallelly I can have the demo user also. Okay, so let me go to the user. The name of user is demo user 1. Okay, username is demo user 1. So let's have this. I'm going to simply write AWS management console on Google. I have got this management console. Let me stop the screen share. So I need to use the different browser for opening this. Let's open in the Firefox. Let me share the entire screen. Okay, so better on one tab, if you'll see here, this is one of the our sahil.administrative. This is the root account I have already created, and this is the account ID. So this account ID is for administrator. Okay, this is for the administrator account ID is there. Now I'm going to open the another browser. This is the Firefox browser, and here I'll try to have AWS management console. Let's try to open this AWS management console. You will see this is login back. Okay, I want to log in. Okay, so this time I'm going to log in using IAM user. As an IAM user, I'm going to log in, and the name is demo user 1. So let's try to write demo user 1. So is it the same? Yes. Okay, so there's a demo user 1. Next, account ID 12 digit or account, sign in for the IAM user. Now if I want to sign in, I am going to write here is demo user 1. Okay. Username, let it be Sahil underscore IAM user, IAM. So this is not the administrator, this is the IAM user. So let's have the password here. Okay, and then okay, let's come back. So group admin, delete admin group. Group is deleted. User, and let's refresh this one. Now this does not belong to any group. So this is administrative access, security, console password, manage. Okay, Manage demo user 1, console access and password. Console access enabled. Set password keep existing. And let's have this custom password. And let's have this. Okay. No. Okay. So I have set the password. If you lose or forget your, okay, this is not password is updated. Let's move back. Let's refresh the page. Demo user 1 Sahil underscore IAM user. Let's copy this one. Okay, so we have got IAM username, memo user 1. Okay, now better you can see, don't save. New AWS console home, switch to new console home. Okay, switch it now. No, I don't need it. Step. But are you able to, whatever I'm doing, let me move back to my screen. Is it visible to you? Sir, you are generated auto password for it. Yes. Sir, can you share the yes. Okay. Showing. Okay. But what I have exactly done, मैंने जब last time when I have created demo user 1, उस वक्त I have said it that automatic generation of password should be there. Okay. So now this time I have changed it to the manual password. I have moved to the root account. I have changed it to the manual password, and I have visited to the IAM user. So this you will see here. What is written here is demo user 1, and at the rate, this is a 12 digit 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So these are the digits. IAM user 1. Okay. Now IAM user account ID and IAM user. Now next time beta, whenever you want to log in, either you remember this 12 digits account ID, इसके साथ आप login कर सकते हैं, और alias आपने देखा था, if you have used this as a username, you can log in with this one as well. Now I have shown you both the accounts beta. Now what we have done is I have simply entered the account ID, username and password, and I'm able to log in with this one. Now other than that, what we can do is, now okay, this is the region I want to set it to. Let's suppose, where is Mumbai? IAM user, I have set it to Mumbai. I have created one user. Take now, let's move back to the our previous original root user. Now I have come back to my original beta. This is my Sahil administrator. This is my root user. Now we were discussing about the MFAs. So assigned MFA devices not assigned. So we can assign this MFA. We can assign this multi-factor authentication beta. But for that, either I need to have a Google Authenticator or I need to have an Authy app. Any of the applications using which I can assign this MFA. So let's click on MFA. Now, when you click on the managing MFA device, you will have multiple options. Virtual MFA, there are two types of virtual MFA. But whatever I'm showing this is important. Okay. So there are two type of virtual MFA or two type. Okay. And now you will see here you have the virtual MFA U2F security key. What is U2F security key? This is better U2F, universal two-factor authentication. This is if you have this hard drive, you'll be having this one. Or the third one is the other hardware MFA devices like government, Gemalto token. If you have any of this, you'll be choosing accordingly. Right now, let's click on virtual MFA device. Let's click on continue. Okay. Now I am going to pick up my phone, and in my phone, I'm going to open better this process. I'll not be able to show you, but what right now I'm going to do. Okay. My phone is switched off. Let's wait for a while. Now what I'm going to do is, beta, I'm going to open, I have installed Authy app. Okay, you can go to the Authy or Google Authenticator. Simply there will be a QR code. I'll be clicking on show this QR code. I'll be scanning using Authy, and then I'll receive 2 multi-factor tokens that I need to have here, and I'll be assigning MFA. Okay, after assigning this MFA, again we'll try to, beta, this is the login ID. We have logged in without using multi-factor authentication, and after having multi-factor authentication, again we'll try to log in from this one. And now I'm going to log out. I'm going to sign out from this IAM user account from demo user one. I'm going to sign out. Okay, let's